Hi everyone, my name's Elisabeth. I'm one of the trumpet players for the Nevis Ensemble, and I'm here in my flat in The Hague, the Netherlands, to tell you about one of my favorite pieces for the trumpet. A little bit about myself first. I'm originally from the States. I studied there for my bachelor's and then moved here to the Netherlands for my master's degree. And I've been with Nevis since the beginning. I was on the inaugural tour and one of the more recent tours of the Outer Hebrides, and now I'm touring the internet with Nevis, which I'm super happy to be doing, trying to bring some music into your homes, where I hope you're staying, so we can all flatten the curve and protect our healthcare providers. The piece that I'm going to talk about today is a piece called Aries, or Aries in the German pronunciation, by the composer Karlheinz Stockhausen. Like I said, it's one of my favorite pieces for the trumpet, and I honestly don't think it's played as often as it should be by trumpet players. So if you're a trumpet player out there listening, maybe consider picking it up or listening to it a little bit, listening to some of the other repertoire for the trumpet by Karlheinz Stockhausen. There's so much out there and it's so much fun to play. And if you aren't a trumpet player but you enjoy the trumpet, then maybe this is a kind of repertoire that you haven't heard the trumpet play before, which can also be really exciting. And if you don't like the trumpet, maybe this piece will convince you. If you're a musician yourself or a big music fan, you might already know Karlheinz Stockhausen's name if you don't know his work itself. He was super influential on a lot of pop stars, maybe most notably Björk and the Beatles, and he's known in some circles as Papa Techno for his work in electronic music. But if you don't know his name, I think this is a great piece to get to know as sort of an entrance into his music. Aries is a great first Stockhausen piece if you're not familiar with him, because it's got a lot of the stuff that Stockhausen was best at. It's theatrical, it's got beautiful melodies that kind of get stuck in your head, it's got really virtuosic writing for instruments, plus this amazing electronic tape. And that actually brings me to the first thing I want to talk about as far as my experience playing this piece goes, and that's playing with electronic tape. In a lot of ways, I think people don't expect playing with an electronic tape to be as exciting as playing with another person, like a pianist or with a whole orchestra maybe, but I actually think it's more exciting, or exciting in a different way. And that's because with electronic tape, everything has to be done by ear. A lot of people might have the impression that if you're playing with an electronic tape, it just plays in the background while you stand at the front of the stage and play your solo. But that could not be farther from the truth. You have to know the electronic tape like you would know the score for any piano part to any big classical concerto. And actually, that's something that I think is really exciting about playing Aries or any of the repertoire that Stockhausen wrote for solo instrument and electronic tape. It's so much fun for me as a musician to go into the sound world that Stockhausen composed with the electronics, just like you would go into the sound world of an orchestra or of a piano, and learn how to bring out the subtleties of that beautiful tape that he wrote and play with it just like you would play with another person. If you're a trumpet player, you've never listened to contemporary trumpet repertoire, maybe this is a good start because there's no weird extended techniques. I'm not putting my trumpet in a bucket of water. That does happen in some pieces, but the trumpet has to do a lot of really virtuosic things. There's lots of large leaps, there's upper register, there's really low register, there's fast mute changes, there's the memorization itself. So there's really something for everyone as far as challenging your abilities on the instrument goes. So something I should say before I cut to the clip of me playing is that this piece has stage directions written in it. It tells you whether to have your eyes open or closed. It tells you how to hold your trumpet, where to point your trumpet, and other things like that. So when I cut to the clip of me playing, you'll see that I'm actually wearing red and bathed in red light and have a mute belt, which is an essential for Stockhausen trumpet players. This is my mute belt. Maybe it's cute if maybe I'll do a fast forward thing so it shows me doing this really quickly. And then you just pop them in. Yeah. Ta-da! In Aries, there are three main themes. Aries, of course, Gemini, and Taurus. So these are 3 of the 12 star sign or Tierkreis melodies that Stockhausen composed. And in the section you'll hear, the main one is Taurus, which I'll play for you so you know what it sounds like when it shows up. section of the piece that you're going to hear comes after an extended period of circular breathing. After the trumpet player rests, the tape slowly opens up, the trumpet enters, takes out the mute, plays the chorus theme, and then you hear some variations on the chorus theme. Anyways, I think I've talked enough about the piece and should just let you hear it. So I hope you enjoy, and until the next Nevis live tour, stay home, stay safe, and play along with us on some of our other Living Room Ensemble pieces. Maybe I can do a cool swipe effect if I go like this.